You don't trust ease. When things are going well, you wait for the shift. When someone is kind to you, you wonder how long it will last. When a relationship feels calm, you prepare for distance. And you tell yourself you're just realistic. You say you're independent. You say you don't like relying on people. You say you prefer handling things alone. But if you're honest, depending on someone feels risky. Not dramatic, just unsafe. You don't ask for help easily. You don't open up quickly. You don't show the messy parts until you're certain they won't cost you. And even then, you measure it. That didn't come from nowhere. There was a time when you did need someone. And they were distracted, unavailable, critical, overwhelmed, inconsistent. So you adjusted. You became low maintenance. You became useful. You became self-sufficient. 'Cause needing less hurt less. Now fast forward. You're capable. You're productive. You handle things. But you also struggle to relax when someone else takes control. You overthink texts that don't need decoding. You replay conversations to make sure you didn't say too much. You feel exposed after being vulnerable, even when nothing bad happened. That's not personality. That's pattern recognition. Your nervous system learned. Closeness can disappear. Calm can flip. Affection can change. So now it scans for early signs. Not because you're broken. 'Cause it remembers. You say you're emotionally steady. But sometimes you're just emotionally contained. You don't cry easily. You don't get too excited. You don't show when something actually hurt you. And you're praised for that. You're so mature. You're so strong. You never overreact. What no one sees is how much you filtered out to become that way. Maybe you were expressive once, and it overwhelmed the room, or annoyed someone, or got dismissed. So you flattened the volume. And eventually, the muted version felt normal. Or maybe you overachieve. You don't just do enough. You optimize. You plan ahead. You prepare for worst-case scenarios. You stay productive even when you're exhausted. Rest makes you uncomfortable. Because when you were younger, attention followed achievement. Approval followed performance. So your brain linked output with safety. Now you don't know how to separate worth from productivity. And if someone suggests you slow down, it feels like a threat, not advice. None of this feels dramatic. Feels logical. Feels like you. That's why it's so hard to question. But survival patterns are convincing. They don't announce themselves. They disguise themselves as preferences. I just like space. I just don't get emotional. I just have high standards. I just think ahead. But look at the cost. Intimacy feels complicated. Rest feels earned, not natural. Vulnerability feels like exposure. Peace feels temporary. And here's the part most people avoid. If you don't examine these patterns, you build your life around them. You choose partners who don't push your emotional limits. You stay busy enough to avoid introspection. You reject situations that require softness. You don't just cope. You structure your identity around coping. And the longer it runs, the more it feels permanent. Insight doesn't automatically undo this. You can know your attachment style. You can understand trauma responses. You can explain your behavior clearly. And still repeat it. Because this isn't just cognitive. It's embodied. Shows up in who you text back, who you avoid, what you tolerate, what you chase, what you call normal. This is armor. It's custom fitted. And taking it off doesn't feel empowering. feels disorienting, which is why most people don't. They refine it instead. They become more impressive, more controlled, more efficient, but not more free. Real shadow work isn't aesthetic. It's structured confrontation. Identifying the defense, tracing when it formed, seeing how it shapes your decisions today, questioning who you are without it. Not in theory, in paper, in detail, without performance. That's the difference. The Shadow Workbook isn't there to comfort you. It's there to force precision. To make you name the pattern, follow it backward, and see how much of your personality was built in reaction. Because if you don't consciously examine the armor, you will keep defending it. Calling it strength, calling it standards, calling it maturity, when it might just be survival that never got updated. And survival is not the same thing as being yourself.